Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champion Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here is a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife, so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven? Get a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat 'em. Now, the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell, just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now, the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way, and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this. Drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast while they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Well, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry.
Evening, everyone. How we doing? I was just going to transfer some flour here. I'm going to be doing, well, today is National Lemon Cream Pie Day today. Not quite sure why that's now. I mean, we've got every other dessert in the world going on right now. And considering I still have that cheesecake and that shortbread, I don't know why I'm really doing this other than I already have the lemons. I didn't have to leave my house to do it. Welcome in, Charland. Glad to have you back in here. So I'm going to dry out this container I just cleaned. And and fill that up with some AP flour so I don't have to get out this giant thing every time I want some flour. But also going to be doing, I got some chicken thighs kicking around in the fridge. And I figured I'd do that. We got more potatoes still around here that I'll do some roast potatoes. Even though I love mashed potatoes. Binged out and finished out the last of the mashed potatoes last night. Actually, I was a little annoyed that I didn't have any to go with the rest of my Thanksgiving leftover lunch. Oh, that didn't work. Let's see if that works. That didn't seem to work either. Let's see. Or maybe it's not. Oh, yeah. We don't have the volume up at all. There we go. Pretzel Rocks redid their you can fix that. Anyways, Pretzel Rocks updated their thing here, and it looks like they... So let's try that. Figuring that all out. I opened up, or rather I already had Pretzel Rocks open from the last stream, and I went to go and make sure that it was paused so that you guys didn't hear it through the intro and all that. And then went to it and said, this thing's outdated. So I had to go and figure out how to download the new one. And then they obviously defaulted my settings. Which I should tell them that it's... Their settings for whether it puts it in the chat or not is just a different color, whether it's white or blue, and which is on and which is off. Anyways, yes, mashed potatoes are a wonderful thing, and so I wish that I had had some of those today for lunch instead. Just with turkey and stuffing. Yeah, clear space. Why do I still have that? I'm gonna throw this out. I'll be right back. Okay. So we have Meyer lemons. I have a small little dwarf tree in my backyard. We're hoping I'm going to get enough juice out of these guys. I'm going to use an extra 1 or 2 of these from the recipe. And I literally just went and picked these out before starting the stream. So I haven't cleaned them or anything. And I'm going to start by zesting them and wiping this flour off my board. I'm in Sonoma County, but Meyer Lemon's originally I believe a Chinese plant that was brought across to the U.S. And so I've got a couple more on the tree. I didn't want to take all of them off. But the difference from most of these is these guys, the lemons when they grow, typically they just sort of end out at the end of the stem. These guys actually like drop like more like a stone fruit or something hanging off of the tree when they ripen. And they're ripe in December, but a lot of citrus is ripe here in November, December. No, it's not quite December yet, but basically. Oh, I've got a little bit of everything. I lived in Michigan, I've lived in New York, lived in LA, lived in Phoenix. But I've spent the last decade here in Northern California. Actually, more than a decade now. Let's see. I'm going to start with butter. gonna do pie dough. So we're gonna cube up a couple sticks of butter here. I probably would have went with a graham cracker crust, but we're playing to avoid the go to the store game tonight, and so I'm doing a traditional pie dough crust instead. And welcome in, glass. It's good stuff. Make sure we got a whole piece of paper there. I mean, it's not bacon fat, but, you know, it's still tasty. Actually, I should do a lard pie dough, but not going to. Well, obviously a butter one. Now we got that all cubed up, and put this back in the fridge so it stays nice and cold. Work on getting our flour and other goodies together. Let that hang out next to the cheesecake. Bacon. We'll live with that for now. Bowl and flour for our dough. Two minutes left to get on there. Your players on the battlefield for the hard level. We'll see how hard it ends up being here. Let's take a look at this. Maybe a hard level for us. Okay. 3 cups. Oh, this is a double crust recipe. Okay. We're gonna have this recipe now. There we go. That I did not know. salt, ice water. Okay. And that's more for, let's make sure that the egg is for brushing on at the end. Yep. Okay. Put our flour away. We'll do our battle. I think we got this. Archer definitely helped, though. Victory. Grazie. Boss time. Okay, back to flour. It smells great in here with all that lemon. Add a good pinch of salt. Yeah, why not? A little MSG too. I put it in everything these days. And okay. I'm gonna stop looking at this recipe now. Yes, class. I need cold water. I'm not gonna use ice water, but I'm gonna use refrigerated water. If you call this folding, it's really more pinching each of the pieces of butter in with the flour, continuing to break it down even further. Add our cold water. Add about half of that here to start. There we go. Throw this in the fridge. Somewhere. Put her water back. Put the excess butter back. We'll use the rest of that for, I don't know, maybe with the chicken tonight. And, alright. We're going to have to both roll out and blind bake that dough before we really get into the lemons here. So I should probably actually start on the chicken next. I think I'm going to do a braise since I have all that turkey left over. So oh, come on. the fan on low. And close the bedroom door so we don't have the smoke alarm go off. Salt our bird. Actually, I'm going to have myself here with the bird, too. We got to do this dough, basically, before everything. Let's see here. Because we're going to have... How long of a bake on this dough? Okay, it's only a 15-minute... Oh, no, it's basically an hour bake on this crust. So, yeah. How you guys doing tonight? This will be good for our potatoes later on here, too, which... I'll cut those up now and put those on water while we give that dough another couple minutes to chill out in the fridge. Nothing wrong with those guys other than they're not really pretty to eat. Yeah, Charlene. I basically make dinner every night that I stream. So it's going to be a full dinner regardless of what I advertise there. So Got a couple chicken thighs, some leftover potatoes still kicking around. So we'll do some roast potatoes and chicken. Figure I'll braise the chicken since it's going to hang out here for a little while. And also got a while to do for the making the pies, so... I am pronouncing that at least somewhat closely. Correct? Your name, that is. Of course, there's also this all the time. You know, I'm not using the rest of that lemon zest for this. I might as well use it with these potatoes. Maybe we'll go lemon peppery with the potatoes with the leftover zest. Sounds good. Let's roast our potatoes early. We can just keep them warm because keep killing myself on the timing here. I should have written out my timings ahead of time. I didn't do that tonight. I think we want to get the dough going first in this, so we'll start with water. On the potatoes, just to keep them from oxidizing. So just doing an envelope fold there, and folded it one way, turned it and folded it the other way. And evening, Darth. Welcome in. How are you tonight? So now I'm gonna fold it more to our pie shape. We're getting pretty warm here, as you can see with the butter. It's like tearing and ripping, you can see that. Because it's melting. It's melting! Which means, actually, I want to stop rolling this now. I want to put this back in the fridge because we want to prevent as much of the butter as possible from absorbing into the flour. Let's use a small bowl. So back to the fridge for you. The reason I'm doing that and the reason I'm worried about that is the butter is one of your major leavening things. And it's what's going to keep you, your flakiness is going to keep you the layers of flour and fat. And if you allow that to be warmed up, melted, and absorbed by the flour, it's not going to act the same way. It's not going to give you those same properties. So we'll hold off on that. What else can we do tonight? Let's see what veggies we got back here. Other than turkey gravy. That is actually trash. Let's hope we don't just have a box just full of lettuce here. Oh, we got some squash. Yeah, let's do some roasted squash. And I still have... Yeah, let's do a salad too. Return that and get more veggies on Friday. Okay, how do I want to do squash? So I can roast this off with the potatoes. Tempted to try roasting it skin on. I've seen a number of places or a number of people. I've never really tried it that way. Do this just sliced, roasted. So why don't we try that tonight? We'll do take our tops and bottoms off. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Battle time. Let's see how we do here. Ooh, this may be real rough here. Wow, really? Oh, you may see me in there soon. My guy's just stuck there, I guess. Think I've lost this one now. That's sort of lame. Boo. See you, Charlene. Excuse me. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great night, like I said. And, yes, thank you, Mr. Horologist, for that raid the other night. One of, 2 massive raids I had that night. That was rather nuts. I'll give that another shot here. See how that fares. Add your players to the battlefield. these guys. Didn't quite touch that down on the board. Cool. Salt, pepper. I don't know what else we want to throw here. Maybe a little cayenne? Cayenne and smoked paprika. Maybe a heavy on paprika tonight, but sort of trying to use this up too. I've had this paprika around the kitchen quite a while. It's good stuff though. It's got a great smokiness to it. So I've been using it for all sorts of things just for its smokiness, much less its fact that it's like paprika. I'm actually going to place these skin side up. That's why I'll start rubbing the spices in there. So we got that ready to go. Throw that over here on the stove as well. And let's go back to rolling pie dough. I'm going to need a pie plate out here this time. Okay. Minor crash converted from being a major crash. And me trying to dig things out of the very back of there. There's our pie plate. Still warmer than I want it to be. Hasn't chilled down much in the fridge. I should have probably thrown it in the freezer. Hindsight 2020. Oh, I had a great Thanksgiving, boss. As I was saying, I was a little annoyed. I sort of binged out and finished all the last of my mashed potatoes here last night. Didn't have any left over for lunch this morning with the other leftovers. Did you bake in your turkey? Did you succeed? I want to see pictures. Aww. You gotta keep pushing. That sounds like a winner. Pork and beef. Good time. Yep. I'm actually considering the idea of getting myself a half a veal here. Since we've knocked out a good portion of that pork already. I mean, it's been, what, 5 months now? But yeah, it's humanely high-end beef, $7-8 a pound here. To be honest, I'm not really sure what conventional price is. I don't go into Costco or anything like that either, so I don't know I mean, that's sort of like the place for many people when it comes to beef, at least as far as I know. Because it's one of the few places outside of going directly to a rancher or to a farm or to a processor that you can get like prime meat, like not the choice stuff that they have at all the other. Lamb can be, if people have lamb done wrong, it can be very gamey, especially when you're dealing with the fat when it's being reheated. The fat doesn't like to be reheated. At least that's my minor experience with it. But yeah, I do love lamb at the same time though, because you can have some beautifully roasted, like a lamb, roasted, rosemary, all that good stuff. That is a deliciousness. But it can also be gamey to some people. So we got our oven 425. Let's see what I'm using 2 different recipes here. I'm using one for the crust and one for the filling here. Parchment. And where are you, my cooking rice? Cooking weight rice. Pie weight rice. been used many times before. It's not necessarily so much something that the cook messes up, is in that right cuts right way. It's all rice, but it's sort of brown because it's gotten all sorts of oils and stuff in it over the years from being used as a pie weight rice. There's probably a bunch of lard and a bunch of butter and stuff baked in there. Oh yeah, hunting is... You get into all the toys and all that. I know some people and grew up around some people that like to go deer hunting, but I've never been out myself. I actually wouldn't mind doing that once or twice. I mean, it's not really my thing to want to go out and do hunting. I mean, I'm not. I don't get jazzed about waking up at the break of dawn and hanging out in the middle of nowhere by myself. But at the same time, I would like to experience it sometime. Another... in the oven, 425 degrees, hopefully without dropping it on the floor. And that's going to be in there for 15 minutes at that temp, and then we're going to drop it. At least I think it was 15. "15 minutes at 425, 30 to 40 at 350. Awesome. Let's see what I got to braise our chicken, or if I'm going to use gravy here. Or, yeah, I don't have much in the way of stock defrosted already. So I think I'm just going to use gravy. So let's get going with our chicken here. I can somewhat appreciate that. I mean, have a strong affinity for the Bourdain quote that, you know, I'm gonna butcher it, but it was a living thing. It should be respected, not just the prime cuts, but all the ugly, gritty little parts too. I mean, after all, that's what character is anyways. Saying that makes me want to use even more offal and stuff like that, but I mean, my meat consumption is already That it is. The problem is it would be much more expensive to the average consumer because it would be in much more demand if we didn't have this disgusting commercial meat industry in our country. At the same time, you don't really want to keep it in your fridge or freezer over 6 months. Like, I want to try and use up the rest of that here in the next couple months. You went and watched that Formula One race this morning / yesterday, depending on where you are, or morning. Where rather nutso crash there for Grosjean. Seems to have gotten out of it okay with some burns, but yeah, it's sort of a scary crash. Amazing that he made it out just as light as he did. It was rather impressive. You should take a look at the YouTube clips. Pretty nice fireball. They're probably going to be, yeah, I don't know if there actually will be, but people were talking like there might be some changes with gas tanks. I don't really know what else they're really going to do with this. I mean, it's practically Kevlar as it is. Yeah, there's goods and bad with it. I mean, there's certainly teams that are bought and all that jazz. But it's still interesting to me. I don't really watch a specific racer. I don't have a specific one that I really say is, oh, he's the best. I don't think Hamilton's the greatest driver because, well, he's the steadiest driver of the entire group and the most consistent driver of the group, and he's driving in the best equipment of the rest of the group. But I think on a race-to-race basis, there are many racers in Formula One that are right there with him. Yeah, that's becoming a much rarer thing now, at least in Formula One. I mean, that wreck tonight was impressive in the fact that he walked away from it. There was speculation that he broke a rib. It doesn't seem like that was the case. Looks like he just got some burns on his hands. But he basically got his the monocoque, or the actual like part of the car that surrounds the driver, like wrapped in that bunker, and still got out of it. Remove some of the oil here. Don't want to start ourselves a fire that we don't need. I also killed the heat pretty much there when it decided to flare up on me. And so let's add a bunch of gravy. Good, nice solid gravy from the other night there. I used a large spoon already, didn't I? Yeah. That was just for flour. Battle. Thank you for that follow, Mother Trucker. It's a name I haven't seen in a little while. How are you doing? Let's see how we do in our boss battle this time. We got some more help this time. I think we may have this. Or at least a little bit closer this time. Okay, there we go. I was worried that last time it just froze my guy and... What got me into it? Is I sort of got into it when I was a kid here and there. And I had an employee that was big into it a couple of years ago. Got me watch it again. Congrats, Metro and Arima. Aramia. Boss defeated. Turkey. Who's gonna get the golden turkey? So that actually cooled the pan down enough that these didn't even fully melt. So I turned that back up a little bit here. That's back at a boil temp, basically. Gonna let that just simmer and hang out here while we do the rest of this stuff. It's just gonna make the meat a little bit tenderer here since we're using the pieces with a little bit more connective tissue and all that good stuff. Just more flavor. Good gravy. whose emotes we using tonight? These yours? Chef Babs and avoiding the puddle. Hi there. Zest these other 2 lemons here for our potatoes. And now we'll drop the temp down to 350. Give that another 30 minutes. Give that a second check in after that. I had some green onions kicking around here. Those didn't get pushed into the back of the fridge or something? I guess I used them all up. Drain the water off our potatoes, keeping them from oxidizing. Cleaning up the bowl here so I have something to toss the potatoes in. Coat them in some oil and spice here. It truly is amazing how quickly water and flour turns to like cement. Wow, I went through all that olive oil too. Bit of onion powder. Bit of powdered mustard. And a little apple cider vinegar that I just completely mixed up. It was very thin stuff at the. Had a nice break of the mother and the vinegar there, but I went and mixed it all up, just grabbing it. Thank you for that raid, Born and Fly as a Fox. Welcome in, everyone. How are we doing tonight? What were we raiding, or what were we streaming earlier tonight? Glad to have everyone. Hope you're all having a great night. We're celebrating National Lemon Cream Pie Day today. I've got pie crust going in the oven. I'm also going to do some roasted potatoes, roasted squash. I got some chicken simmering on the stove. Turn that down a little bit here. Simmering a couple of chicken legs and thighs that I boned out, and simmering that in the leftover turkey gravy that I got hanging out. Back here on the stove, we got our squash and the chicken. Here on the cutting board, got our potatoes that I was just seasoning up, and some lemon zest. Gonna do a salad up here a little bit. Got another 22 minutes here until our crust is done blind baking. Gonna have to get in on doing our lemon here soon. But meantime, we're doing. What else do we want to throw in here? We got. I think we're good with that. We got onion powder, we got mustard, got pepper, got lemon zest, and salt and MSG, because we love MSG here. And get ourselves a tray and parchment. Alright, let's make ourselves our cream filling. Our lemon cream filling. You haven't been pied out at this point? I was making fun of the fact that it's National Lemon Cream Pie Day, and like, I think of this as being more like a summertime pie than, I mean, I know citrus is fresh right now. These are literally out of my backyard. But still, it seems like such a summery, light dish. And to have it nestled here right in the middle of Thanksgiving and all the other holiday madness. Well, I've got all sorts of goodies still around here. I've got, that I haven't gone through. We've got, the shortbread that I made the other night. And, the cheesecake that I made for Thanksgiving. It's absolutely amazing. Make sure our chicken isn't stuck to the bottom of the pan here and he's sitting silly like that. I think we're okay. Okay, switching over to the other recipe for our filling here. Need to juice our lemons. Only one slice of pie. That's not nearly enough. What happened to your backup pie? Now here's one for you. Glass, if you're still lurking around there. You ever baking a wrap of pie? Well, at least you have the appreciation of a well-fed family. I was worried I was going to have enough juice with these guys being so small. I think we're going to have plenty. You only need a half cup here. So overall, sort of a chill night. Certainly not Wednesday before Thanksgiving. That was nutso stream. That was great fun. I'm still working on my surprises for future things. Sweet things in store. We do have Stream Raiders going there, if you guys haven't been catching on to the sound alerts. Seems to be chat's favorite tool of mine. So I think we got enough lemon there. Going to heat up some milk. This is heavy cream, and that's the fat crap, that fat cat. So that's natural. It's not old or nasty. It's still good. We're adding all that zest and, well, let's save some of this for garnish. That's enough of that. We got this guy here. You're on board. Hopefully you can see that. Need a bowl here in a second. That'll do. So I'm going to take this milk. I need a little sugar in here too. 2/3 cup sugar. 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 Barely anything in that. I don't know if that bag's even worth saving. Anyways, so we got our lemon zest, our milk and sugar in here. We're going to bring this up to heat. And then we're going to strain the zest back out of it. So we're infusing it with all that zest flavor. And actually, while we're at it, I've got a couple of these guys. Let's do a drop or two of this in there too. Add a little orange bitter in with our... Meanwhile, we need to separate some eggs. Quarter cup of cornstarch. I'm going to reserve this for later. Let's throw this in the fridge. Going to be whipping this, so... It's been bad, it needs to be whipped. Add a little... Ooh, I don't have my water cup out here yet. Got a little water here to our chicken braise. Nice refrigerated cold water. Not a fan of... I don't dislike ice in my water, but I much just prefer clean, cold, refrigerated water. Got another 6.5 minutes or so here on our chicken, or on our pie crust. We're gonna strain our... What else are we putting in? Oh, cornstarch. I think I have an open bag of cornstarch here somewhere. There we go. I'm getting rather confused by this recipe. I keep going back to it. Not really sure why we're doing it in this order, but we're doing it. thing I'm sort of weirded out here by is I'm going to add these yolks to this lemon juice after I've added the cornstarch. And that gives me the impression that I'm worried I'm going to break it. And this is where you realize that homemade lemon meringue or lemon cream pie is not so clear, because I'm not going to buy clear gel just to keep around home. Rather than that, we're using cornstarch like the recipes call for. Clear gel just being a different starch that's out there. I actually don't know the origins of clear gel. But it is the thickener to use if you're wanting a clear thickening liquid. Typically with you doing fruit gels and stuff like that. Hey Minnesota, welcome in. No worries. How are you doing? I saw you guys, the 8-bit crowd were having a raid train earlier. Having a good day? I'm having a pretty good day, yeah. Nice chill evening. Making a lemon cream or lemon meringue lemon cream pie. Straining out the lemon zest from our cream and sugar mixture. And we've got our lemon juice with cornstarch and yolks that I need to whisk together now. That sounds, yeah, enjoy that. I'm glad I don't have to deal with something like that. Sorry that you do. Alright. Egg yolks in with our lemon juice, backyard lemon juice, and cornstarch. Okay, and then we're tempering. That's warm enough to temper with. Flame on there. We need to cook that until it thickens up. Oh, that was a little bit less time than I thought. That we're going to give that another we're going to give that full 40 minutes to that. So another 10 minutes on that pie crust. We have chicken thigh and leg meat. I took the bones out earlier, and that's just simmering away here in leftover turkey gravy. I've got potatoes above the fridge here, ready to go in for the roast potatoes. And I got some delicata squash here. At least I think that's delicata. That I halved and seasoned and oiled. And so that's all going to go in there when the pie crust comes out. Actually, let's switch back to colorful whisk. If only because it's colorful, but real reason is because it's silicone coated, so we're not rubbing metal against metal and turning our sauce gray. Oh, our battle's ready. I missed that. Let's do our battle. Victory. Yeah, I've been doing stream readers for a couple months now, actually. Grats, mother trucker. Take the bottom route this time. Yeah, it's been nice. Enjoy playing it, and it's nice keeping the crowd somewhat interacted. Let's see how we're doing here with everything else here. We got our lemon mixture thickening up on me without me paying attention to it. We've got chicken in the pan bubbling away, and 7 minutes still on our crust. Thanks for stopping by, Minnesota Taz. If you guys aren't familiar, someone you should go give a check out to. Both great food creator and I believe married to a wonderful Minecraft streamer. I'm not a big gamer, so we got that nice and thickened up now. Looking nice and creamy, thick. Seeing how we are with everything else here, I think we're good. Okay, put the extra cornstarch away. Let's make ourselves a little dressing for dessert, or for our salad, for dessert. I'm thinking just a simple honey mustard. I have some cream, but I don't really have enough to do like a ranch or something like that. And I don't really feel like making a mayo. Or are you going to have to whisk up all this? Egg white for our meringue. we do? A little wine. I haven't opened that up yet. Not really sort of a cheapy light wine go great with a salad like this. Or some light seafood. Probably going to be a bit too light for the chicken, especially with the turkey mix in there. Screw cap, so, you know, quality all the way here tonight. But easily available. One of the few French wines that I pick up regularly as a quick drinker. Mostly just because of its price point and it being a light crisp. Just smells of mineral and citrus, light citrus like. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon? What happened to my music? Why you stopping me, Pretzel? Deal with that later. Just a small little splash here, white vinegar. Just a touch. And is that too thick? No, that's actually bordering on too thin there, but that'll be a good salad dressing for tonight. We'll take the little passenger off of our carrot there. Cute little guy. Maybe I'll drop him off outside. Give him a chance at life. Throw him in my compost outside. I gotta deal with that alarm. see what we got here for a pie crust. That's looking pretty good. I think that's going to turn out just fine. Got a light bake to our side here. We're going to have to go back in for just a little bit more to get a little tinge on that meringue, so that'll be good for that. You got this guy cooling. Let's get our squash and our potatoes in the oven. We got our delicata. We're going to turn our oven back up to 400 here. And potatoes. Which already coated in oil and all that good jazz. Turn this down yet again, because that's just been bubbling and bubbling away here. Return to stirring this, because stirring this is going to help cool it down. If you notice the release of steam there. Incorporating air, and that air is going to be room temp air, so it has to heat up that air that we're incorporating. And this is looking thinner than you probably want it for that pie. Actually, it's considerably thinner than you want it for that pie. But when it cools, it's going to be fine. That's going to gel up quite nice, I think. All sorts of cornstarch in there. Still a bit warm to touch. I just moved it off to the side, and it was enough to distract me. Stopped on me again, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Nice chill evening. Been sort of relaxed. I think I lost a little of my initial crowd by being a little too relaxed tonight. We're gonna go with that other bowl that's in the fridge. The egg whites in it. How are you tonight, Nan Reader? Good to hear. Don't know I have much else I want to throw in here tonight. Don't really have much in the way of salad goodies and stuff like that these days. Don't really have. I don't need any cheese in there, but I have cheese. No dried fruit or anything either there. Now this becomes a little bit of a balancing act here. We want this to be not completely cold because we want it to be able to be somewhat pourable in there. We want it sort of like goopy to pour in there. And then we want it to be able to finish its cooling in there so we can put the meringue on top without worrying about it being too loose. It was a piece of carrot. Let's clean off our board. I think we're done chopping for the night. brief friendly reminder that we do have the vote going on in Discord for Wednesday. Gonna be either cooking with string cheese or sour cream and cheddar ruffles for dinner on National Fritter Night. Nice honey mustard dressing. Actually could put a good spritz of that stuff in there. That being the lemon zest that I'm reserving for maybe a sprinkle on top. It's clumping up pretty much. But this is a Meyer lemon zest that I got from... The lemons are all from backyard tonight. I have a small dwarf Meyer lemon tree that I've had for a while now. And this is a majority of this year's harvest. There's a couple more on the tree, but they're all pretty small this year. But this is it's sort of clumping up. I saved it so I can maybe put it as like a sprinkle over the top of the meringue at the end, but I don't have huge hopes with its fluffability. Getting close here with our thickness on our lemon. See how we're looking on our battle here. Oh, we got some decent help here. Anything new and interesting going on in anyone's world tonight? What's new? What's happening? I didn't really look at it, but Obi posted something in the food section on the Discord yesterday, or this morning, before the Formula 1 race that I spent most of my day paying attention to. I didn't do it. I wonder if clear gel is actually mung bean starch. Because those glass noodles I did didn't turn out as clear as glass noodles, and I used cornstarch for those instead of mung bean starch. And I could see them renaming mung bean starch for commercial US use. Okay, Google. What is clear gel?
On the website Amazon.com, they say, clear gel is a modified cornstarch used by many commercial bakers in fruit pie fillings. This cornstarch works well with acidic ingredients and tolerates high temperatures. Use clear gel if you're canning homemade pie fillings, since it doesn't begin thickening until the liquid begins to cool.
There you go. Cornstarch still, but apparently somehow modified. Alright, let's pour our lemon into our pie crust. Give that a try. Yeah, it's lemon cream. And I think it's whipping time. We're gonna still need this to be on the pan, but don't need the heat sink anymore. So egg whites, how much sugar? Wow, 2/3. Bottle. Let's see how we fare. think we got that one. Victory. Congrats, Mother Trucker and Metro. Alright. Back to whipping. Glad I closed that nicely. Otherwise, I would have had quite the mess there. Do want to add a pinch of salt here. I'm going to turn the chicken off. Just let that coast. Oh. Oh. This is why I need you guys to help me buy that mixer. Killing me now. We're just gonna give that a break. We get 16 minutes anyways until the oven's even open. And that's if everything cooks. had nights where I've done a lot more whipping than this, and my arm hasn't been that tired. I'm just dying quick tonight. We're getting some volume there. Let's take a sneak peek on our stuff down here, see how that's looking. Oh, our squash may be ready. I'm going to give it that full time, that another 13 minutes there, but squash was looking good. Stop aching, arm. I need to whip this more. Take a second here since we're waiting on things. See who all we have chatting tonight and doing their thing. All sorts of characters on tonight since it's Sunday evening. My poor arm. Turn the heat back on the chicken here at low. Just to make sure it stays nice and warm. Getting close there. That's definitely got some body to it. Holding it shape somewhat there. Our liquid is still liquidy though here though. My forearm is just burning. By the way, I've Thanksgiving I got my worst injury to date, and I wasn't even streaming from this year. That's thankfully the worst I've gotten. I don't even know when I got that. I was breaking into actual Thanksgiving dinner. I was like, oh, I burned myself. We're almost there. I know, I don't know, I've probably said that 20 times now. I've at least taken 10 breaks. Let's take that squash out. Yeah, our squash is good. Oops. Squash is looking good. Got some nice dark color where it was against the pan. The rest of it's nicely, lightly cooked through. And I went and stopped the music again because my earbud fell out. Oh no. It's actually still running this time. Gonna leave the potatoes in there for the last 4 minutes there. I think we're good there. Oh yeah, squash gonna be good. So let's put this meringue on top of our lemon and hope that it just went to go and lick that raw meringue. That would not have probably tasted too good. Obviously not going to be able to slice this meringue until it cools down, so that's going to have to be after the stream here. As always, photos will be in Discord. I'll post one or two on Twitter, and maybe there'll be some on Instagram. Sort of half boycotting Instagram because their app doesn't want to work for me right now. Hey, Peter Matthews, welcome in. How's your evening going? We're having a lovely chill night making some lemon cream or lemon meringue style pie. Last of our egg whites on there. We want lots of ripples and disturbances in the top of that so they get a little color. We want it somewhat even though so it doesn't brown in the wrong places. Shut up, oven. Move you off to the side here. See what we got for our potatoes. Potatoes are looking good. I want to give them some more time. So I'm going to put them on the bottom and figure out what temp we need here. I think it's 400. Nice, Peter Matthews. I haven't been following the NFL much. I'm glad your team's doing well. Let's see here. Looking at the wrong recipe again. 5 to 10 minutes. So that should be relatively quick here. At least I think that's what it's telling me here. Let me double check. I'm trying to read and scan at the same time here. Five to 10 minutes, okay. So we're close to finishing up here. We got our potatoes close to ready. Got our pie in the oven. Got our beautiful squash sitting here. Got me dropping towels on the floor. Let's whip up our salad. We got our honey mustard that we made earlier with our little gem and celery carrot salad here. Tasty. A little bit of salt with that. Almost a little bit of a slight anise there with that dressing. Even though there's no, like fennel or anything in there. It's probably in the honey, actually. That's tasty. Yep. Yeah, the tongs are dirty, but I figured I'm not going to mind having a little chicken flavor in it. Taters, chicken over the top. Wishing I had green onion for garnish. Need to finish the wine before we get into the chicken too. Actually going to throw that last glass back in the fridge for some other can, because tasty wine, but, well, tasty, light, simple, crisp wine. But, it ain't gonna handle all this. It ain't gonna handle that, Grey Poupon. What is up with all this water? Bunch of water underneath my drain thing. Like thing sprung a leak or something. If only I could afford a camera just for right on that timer. Because, I mean, it's easy enough that you can sit there and... I have the thing set up to put a countdown timer on there. It's the fact that I have to do it twice that makes me not want to do it. You from Wisconsin there, Peter? Battle. See how we do here with this. Oh, we all surrounded the one spider. That one doesn't got a chance. Victory. Congrats, Metro Birdman. Birdman. Okay. I think that's a good target if he's still around when we finish up here. Got another minute and 20 on our potatoes. Let's take a look at that. Those are both looking lovely. I'm going to give them both that minute and a half. In fact, I'm going to add another 2 minutes on there because I opened the door and that cooled things down. So what do you guys think? Which is going to be harder to cook with? Sour cream and cheddar ruffles? Or string cheese. I think both are got their challenges there. String cheese is not a very desserty cheese. It's something that I'm gonna have to do something funky with. And same thing with the potato chips. Potato chips are not a dessert thing. Gonna have to do something funky, almost semi-savory in order to make that work. Both of them are relatively simple as far as the savory dinner side of things. I mean, we're either coating things and frying them, or making some sort of potato salad, or using them as it's National Fritter Day on Wednesday, so could use either one of those for making fritters. Which is probably what's going to happen. If we don't finish up here in time for that last battle, as usual, we'll wrap up. I'll run in after the stream. Maybe should have skipped this one because we're pretty much just waiting on this oven right now. Alright, let's see what we got. Those are some nice looking taters. Giving that meringue another couple minutes there. Those potatoes are looking nice. That's what I'm talking about. It's like poutine without the cheese. And those potatoes are still too hot, but they're tasty. Hey Mama Bear, welcome in. How you doing this evening? Give you guys a main view look here while we're waiting on that pie another minute here. Yum, yum, yum. I'm looking forward to that. Let's take this out of the view slightly here so we have a good place to set our pie so you guys can take a look at that. Definitely need to do laundry tomorrow. I am so behind on towels and clothes. I've just been so lazy with laundry lately. Thank you. I had that out for a reason. It's a nice, cutesy little 4-footer. Looks impressive there, sitting on top of my chest freezer. But it's sort of a nice place to put it, because I can see it all over at least this half of the house. Looks good in the window. And, I mean, I'm already at the counter height here, so it's not like I need to see the tree below that anyways. Thank you. That was sort of a last-minute thought. My uncle was actually asking me yesterday if you're going to put a tree up or not, or because it's just me in the house here. And it's like, I can do one better than that. I can make it look good in the stream, too. There we go. It's our beautiful meringue, lemon meringue, or lemon cream pie there. Look at that gorgeousness. I am very happy with that. That looks beautiful. I don't know why it's so out of focus there. Where's another towel? I'm running out of towels. There we go. A little bit more in focus there. Nice pie. Very happy with the look of that. Awesome. So I'm going to go and enjoy this deliciousness. We're going to wait a while for this guy to chill out. I'm going to take a photo of that when I take a slice out of it. Maybe even like tomorrow morning. That really needs to chill both between the essentially custard we got on bottom, the lemon custard, and the meringue on top. So that's going to hang out for a little while there. Very happy with how that turned out, though. We'll finish up our game of Stream Readers off stream here. And come on, work with me, Twitch. we're going to go... Oops. Raid another Jason. A fellow Team Bone-In cooking streamer that I have not yet had the great chance to give a raid to yet. He's a great guy. Welcome in, you guys that are coming in here last minute here. Hey, Rhino. Hi, Coyote Jules. Hopefully you're both having a great night. Got our lovely lemon cream pie. We got braised chicken with potatoes and squash. And we're going to go say hello to Jason Sipe, who is another great food and drink cooker here. Regular streamer. I hope you guys will give him a warm welcome. And I hope you have a great night. Back here on Wednesday doing either string cheese or cheddar and sour cream ruffles for dinner and dessert. So I hope you all have a great night, and I hope to see you again on Wednesday.